Yes, sir. You already know who it is. It's Lucas Cortez. I'm here with my co-host Jake Shamer and our guest Farris, aka Pocket, aka Gandalf, aka the Wizard, and we're going to talk about all sorts of things today. So, Farris, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, so my name is Farris Ramadan. I live here out in Southern California, and I was in the military. I served in the United States Navy for a bit. I like to play video games a lot, and I work as a UX designer. I'm about to finish my bachelor's degree in graphic and interactive design at Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. He's just doing all sorts of things. Jake, you
Nice.
want to do a quick intro about you?
Man, why do you keep pushing my fucking intro, dude? I do it every time. No, I'm not.
I want to hear it, dude.
Listen, if they want my intro, they can go to the other video where I did it so that we can get more views on that video too.
Okay, I'll do my intro then. My name is Lucas Skywalker Cortez. I'm in recovery. I'm coming up on 2 years clean. I'm a music production student, and I'm into a lot of weird, like spiritual witchcraft stuff, like the Kabbalion and tarot cards, and playing games with Pocket online here. So, yeah, that's what we got today. Ferris, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your education and like going to school, because I'm a student too. Jake's a student. As far as what you're studying, what classes are you going to be taking? Because you've already started school, right? For this quarter.
Yeah, I'm on my fifth week. We'll be starting tomorrow.
That's wild. I don't start until the 29th for fall quarter.
Oh, yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
because we're on the semester system, not the quarter system.
Oh,
We start a bit earlier.
Yep. Yep. So what classes are you taking this quarter?
For this semester, I'm taking the final class that all graphic design majors have to take. It's called Special Studies in Graphic Design. You basically work with the teacher, and he gives you specific assignments, and then they don't really teach you anything. You're expected to just know everything, and you should just be able to do the projects yourself. Of course, the teacher's there for guidance if you need help along the way. So like right now, I've been working on a voting campaign poster that's supposed to advocate people to vote in this upcoming election. And for my other class, I'm taking this other one called 483F, which is design for interactive art. It's actually very like web-based. So I had to design my own website and have to create a lot of functionality for it to pretty much make it more user-friendly, while also creating like interactive art for it to draw in the crowd when they're observing it. Outside of that, the other class I'm taking this because it's my final upper division like art elective that I have to take. I'm taking cartooning and caricature just because I thought it'd be a cool skill to
Oh,
have
really?
in my back pocket to be able to draw cartoon characters and animate them or make like style guides and all that. And then my fourth class is actually an internship class. So you're supposed to just have like a job or an internship, and then you have to register with the school to get credit for it. I just registered my job that I work as a UX designer to count for the internship class. So
must be
realistically,
nice.
yeah, it is nice. I'm gonna retake it again next semester as my final upper division elective unit. That way, I'm only gonna be in two classes next semester, realistically. So, and that'll be my last semester.
So
Should
this
be
is for
fun.
your associates?
My bachelor's.
Okay,
It's
so
my DFA.
I'm doing Associates of Applied Sciences and Technology, but I'm doing IT networking. So IT network administration, system administration, IP addressing, that sort of stuff, DNS, Jake makes sure internet work at company, right? But like for an internship for that, and the reason I say it must be nice is because usually an internship to like, so when you graduate and you get your job, you're gonna, even if you're a network engineer qualified, you know, you got all your certs and everything, you're guaranteed to start at help desk. So finding an internship that requires me to do some of the things that I need to do to perform that job, it's gonna be hell, man, especially in this climate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
So
must be
basically,
really fucking nice for you to be able to just have that.
It took a little bit of work, not gonna lie. I freelanced mostly for many years now, like about 5 years, and then I finally was able to get the job back in, I think it was April. where I was able to get a UX design position at a studio. So I'm just making that count for the class. But no, I feel you. I actually, before I got this job, I worked as an IT, and we had some people like studying in your field working with us, trying to go to the higher positions. And it can get pretty boring. Like even for me as an IT, I was just sitting there waiting for a call that may never come. I had some shifts where no phone call happens.
Yeah, no ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, or even like the worst case scenario is somebody needing help, no joke, putting a USB into the computer. So, you know.
Oh my God, man.
Hey, well, if you get paid to help them.
Listen, I had somebody call me yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Somebody that you know, Luke, one of the higher ups at Matt Talbot.
I'm gonna say Garnell.
No. Who was a higher up at Matt Talbot and at Emmanuel?
Oh, Terrence.
Yeah. So
yeah, Uncle
calls
Terrence,
me 2 days ago, and he says, "Hey, we're installing some TVs in the men's and women's conference room so we can like do stuff." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I need to know how to make it so that you can hook up a computer." And I was like, "HDMI cord." And he's like, can you come down and show me how to do that? I was like, "You plug in the cord to the laptop and then you plug it into the TV." And I had to explain to him that you have to change the source input on the TV, like as if, and I tried to boomer it down for him, like change the TV input like you're going from like a DVD player to cable is the exact words that I used. And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, can I call you tomorrow and just have you come down and show me that so it's all smooth and I know how to do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I've had people come and ask me how to install the antenna for their TV, like old people that think that because I'm studying some form of computers at all, like any form of computers, they think that instantly I know everything about technology ever.
Yeah.
So,
no, people don't seem
well, you got to think about this too. Like what comes easy for you or me or Farris, it's like it might not be so simple for. I mean, Terrence is like in his 50s now. Like I feel like there's it's like an exponential curve. Like every year that you go on, if you didn't learn technology, it gets harder and harder.
The thing is, though, here's the thing. I think we need to start teaching people how to use search engines, because like 90% of the stuff people hit me up and ask me for help with could be solved with the use of a simple Google search. No joke.
That's true.
So if people are struggling accessing the internet and getting to that information, there's the problem. So went off on a bit of a tangent there.
It keeps you, but hey, it gives you a job. You know, if they don't learn to use the search engine, you are their search engine.
Dude, I was charging people in my apartment building $5 a piece at a base rate to do anything with their technology. And a certain individual actually paid me to reset his phone. And I thought, this is the simplest fucking thing ever. Why don't you just Google it and find out how to do it yourself instead of pay me $5 to do it? Like you have access to the phone. It's not like you stole the phone and like are trying to reset it. Like,
well, how old is he?
Pretty old.
Yeah,
but not so out of touch that you think he wouldn't be able to figure how to do that.
Yeah, but think about us. If we're like, hey, I got to pay my taxes, or I got to fucking milk a cow, or I got to like do some old school shit. Like for them, they're just like, oh, this is how you fucking do it, kid. And to us, like, we've never done that stuff. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just,
I feel like it'll just always apply to any field, really. I mean, most people aren't confident in trying to do something that they're not used to. Like, even when you look at like car maintenance, a lot of it is actually easy. You don't need to go to a mechanic for most of it. Like, you can go change your engine air filter, your cabin air filters. You can change your own oil pretty cheap. It'll cost you under $30, but you go to a professional, they charge you $200 for the labor to do it. But anybody can really do it. It's just most people are afraid. And I think that's just how it is. There's just the lack of confidence.
Or they don't have the tools. Right.
Or they don't have the tools.
And so that's where most of that commission money comes in. It's like, okay, I don't want to have to do this because I know I'm going to have to go out and buy this tool, or I'm going to have to learn how to do this in 5 minutes. Most services, like rotating your tires or changing your oil, is you pay for convenience.
Yeah,
right? The
exactly.
convenience of having them do it for you because you don't want to mess with it. You actually don't want to do it. So like for something like you're doing, Farris, like learning graphic design is not something that somebody can just go out and be good at, right? Like you have to know how well colors blend together. You have to know how to make that logo pop more than more than last year or whatever. You have to know how to redesign an existing platform to make it more user interactive. And that's not something that you can just do overnight.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree. Like, I feel like you can train people how to use the tools, but there does come in that little semblance of like, well, what's the difference between an artistic personality and a non-artistic one? And that kind of goes into design. You have to be able to think like a designer and how it affects people in that regard, and how people are going to interact with it or what they perceive. And it's kind of like, even if you know how to use a paintbrush and can copy someone else's art, if you can't produce art yourself, then there's like that
Dude,
difference, I guess,
Ferris, did you see the interview? I think it was on Allcraft with it was Asmongold, Rich, and then it had the original, like one of the original WoW developers for Vanilla WoW.
I haven't
Did you ever
seen
see
that.
that? Well, they're talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, back in the day, like the devs, they they're just a lot different than they are today. Like just the feel with the game. Just for an example,
Hmm.
it says like the devs now, since like the merger with like Activision, it's a lot more like cut and dry. Like that's why like the daily stuff is so like boring and monotonous. Like the developers are more just like they bring in these new guys, like maybe interns, or he even said like in the gaming world especially, like you go work for a studio, they capitalize on like your love of the game and the company. They like pay you less, so they like keep
Yeah.
bringing in all these new guys, and then they give them these jobs and they kind of suck at them. And then like the senior guys, when they get to the point where they have to like start paying them, like they'll let them go.
Hmm.
Have you seen any of that stuff? Like
I,
he
I
was just
have a,
talking about the difference like between the developers and the artistic stuff.
yeah, I have a bit. So little background on me on this. My first degree that I got, I actually got an associate's in game design. So I first and foremost wanted to work in the video game industry. Um, and I've been keeping up heavily with this. I used to every year apply for an internship with Blizzard, but these past 2 years I actually haven't, because this is actually happening a lot in some of these AAA studios, especially with Blizzard because
Trash.
Activision's acquisition. I actually and I had insider information on it. One of my past friends, his stepfather actually was the lead network programmer. He designed BattleNet itself. He was one of the two people that invented BattleNet. And the amount of abuse that they even gave to people in higher positions like him is just so unmerited. They even moved them out to Texas, promising him a branch managing position. Never got it. And
Yeah.
they're doing this where they cycle people in, take advantage of you, and dump you out, or they'll do short-term contracts promising you a position, but there's really no legal obligation to give you a position.
There's also the crunch time period where, like if they're working on a big AAA game, a lot of game studios will like put people on salaried positions and then ask them to stay like fucking 20 hours a day and barely give them any time off because they need to push that title. And they're not getting any extra benefits for all the extra work that they're putting in. They're just getting that base level of money. And I've seen a lot of that too happening. Blizzard hasn't been the same for me since Diablo 2. I really am a lot more of an old school game fan than I am a AAA brand new polished and shiny new title.
I
There
thought you were gonna
are.
say poggers, dude.
Oh my god, I don't use
Me
Twitch emotes in real life.
me and Ferris were just talking about this, like that word poggers. He asked me like, remember like a month ago, you're like, what does that
Yeah.
even mean? And I was like, it means awesome. And you're like, no, it doesn't.
It kind of
Jake was
does.
the
Yeah,
one
like
who told me what poggers meant. Like
I
I
was
thought it
like
was stupid.
I was so confused because like I know that pog means play of the game, and like that's been used a bit, but then I started hearing people on YouTube and Twitch actually saying it out loud, saying like, whoa, that's pog champ, man, that's poggers, yo. And I'm like, what the hell? I was like so confused. I'm like, who actually says that out loud? That's like people who say lol out loud. Like that.
Welcome to the internet.
Just
Yeah.
confuses me. Not trying to sound like I'm out of date or out of touch, but it's just like I feel like certain things are, they're abbreviated for text and they're not meant to be said out loud, right? Like it's just like when
Yeah.
someone's like I've run into people who legit instead of laughing at a joke, they go, "Ha, lol."
Yeah.
Who does that? Just laugh. Or they'll be like ruffle
Or they'd be like Lamau.
Yeah, they go big Lamau, man.
What the
I'm
fuck,
like,
bro?
what?
Poggers, dude.
I mean, I hate to say
man.
it, but those are probably the same people that go on 4chan and have like anime waifu body pillows and shit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
I swear to God. So, I mean, here's the thing. I want to go back to what I was saying about like you can't just be a graphic designer unless you have that artistic ability. I mean, you can. There are ways you can teach yourself if you're not right off the bat talented at art and design. But like here, I want you to go. Have you seen the podcast YouTube page?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it in chat really quick, and I want you to take a look at this. What I want you to look at is the logo that's on there. Here we go.
If it's the same one I was looking at a little while ago, I already know what I'm gonna say, dude.
I just want Farris to tell me what he thinks.
This is whose podcast is this?
This is our podcast, the one we're doing right now.
Genuine Connections. Did you commission somebody to do this?
No, I did that myself.
Okay.
That's why it looks so bad.
It's
I
trash,
mean,
dude.
I kind of understand what's happening with the whole like G weaving into like all the different like loops into itself. But
It's just supposed to be a
colors-
G and a C and like fancy fucking like, whatever.
Yeah, the C is definitely lost in there.
I
And-
did
Roast
try.
him.
Yeah, I know.
Roast him, dude.
No, roast me. Let me see. Come on.
Well, first of all, the colors are just so dull. Nothing's popping off. Like I see that you tried to do a drop shadow off of the initials.
Yeah,
coming off
you
of
want to know how I did that?
Hmm.
I copied the layer with the G and the C, made it dark, and then moved it to the left a little bit.
Dude, you want to have your mind blown at how you could have made it like a really clean looking drop shadow? If you
Yeah.
Did you do this in Photoshop or Illustrator?
GIMP.
He did it in the
yeah.
toilet.
Okay, GIMP. If I would recommend using Illustrator for logos.
I don't have that kind of money to be able to pay.
Now, I'm not endorsing this, but if you
Don't
look up
say it.
crack-
Don't say it. Not on our podcast.
All right. But
I already
anyway.
know about that kind of thing, but
All right.
don't say it.
But anyway, Illustrator, I'm
Uh,
not sure about GIMP. As far as I'm concerned, isn't GIMP raster based? It's pixelized.
It's just GNU image manipulation program. It's based off of a Python script, so it's all like
Yeah,
because
so
you can use Python to add like software tools to it.
right. Yeah, so that means it's raster based, which means it's all pixels.
Mhm.
Illustrator, the difference between Illustrator and like Photoshop or GIMP is that it's vector based, which means it uses mathematical formulas to create perfect smooth edges. And that image can actually be blown up as big as you want and it will never pixelate. So you can create like a 3-inch little picture and then blow it up to the size of a billboard. It won't pixelate at all.
Yeah,
It'll
you can
make
do
it
that with
plain.
PNG too. If it's a PNG image, usually.
PNG just means that you can
I
have
mean,
it have
if
a
it's
transparent background.
I mean, if it's a vector.
If
a
you
vector
save
image.
it, well, no, if you save an image as a PNG, that PNG is now rasterized. So you have to save it at an appropriate proportion. So like that means that you then have to go into Illustrator itself and say you want to make something 500 feet by 500 feet. You first have to expand it to that, then save it as a PNG. But if you say it's only 30 feet by 30 feet and you save it as a PNG, it was just rasterized as a PNG, which means it's now pixels. So if you try to blow it up further, it will show pixelization. Usually, like for printing, one of your like if you're doing prints, not internet-based things. For internet, yeah, PNG and JPEGs are the best way to go, especially PNG. But for printing, you want to go with PDFs because PDFs preserve the actual like elements of the file. It preserves it in its real nature. And you can then print it to any size you want. Sorry to go off on that tangent. But yeah, like the easiest way you could if you had done it in Illustrator, when you create that initial icon that's floating above your circle, there's actually you could have selected the object Because in Illustrator, they're treated as objects, each like little thing you make. And
Not
then you
layers.
there are layers, but layers just simply affect what is on top of what, so that you can
Okay.
force overlapping. But everything is just objects. Technically, you can work without layers at all if you want, depending on your thing. Logos, you typically don't need layers at all to
Mm.
work with. That's more of a Photoshop GIMP thing, where it forces layers for each object.
Okay. I'm looking at
Yeah.
some. So like, I prefer to not pay a giant conglomerate a monthly fee to use a program I'm going to use maybe like 3
Yeah.
or 4 times in my life.
Dude,
And that's fair.
I'm gonna make a logo. I always roast you, Jake, about the logo, and then I always talk shit, and then I never do
So
it for
fucking make
myself.
one, man.
I know. It's such a backwards thing to do. I'll make one. I think we should have a logo contest. Actually, I think me, Pocket, and Jake should all make a logo, and then we.
I don't want to have Pocket do that when he's already studying and stuff.
I'm not
No,
just
it's
studying.
okay.
I work as a UX designer for a studio as well. I'm actually their lead. I got a
Yeah,
lead.
see, he doesn't have time for that, man.
He does have time. Maybe I'll pay him in gold, dude. In WoW.
paying gold.
Oh my god, he's probably got more
The
fucking
best-
gold than you do, you degenerate.
No, he does. I'm so poor, dude.
Now the best part though about that is, now see, like you were saying earlier about cars with like buying the tools and all that, it works like that with Creative Cloud, like, you know, paying a graphic designer to do this. Now here's the number one best advice I can give to anybody trying to hire a freelancer. Don't go cheap. Like if you see somebody saying, "Oh, I'm gonna make you this logo for like 20 an hour," it's gonna suck. I guarantee you. And
Yeah,
it's
because they're going to put as little time into it as they have to.
well,
Dude,
they're gonna put.
Fiverr's not
Actually,
that
it's
bad.
actually it's yeah, Fiverr's pretty good too. Well, it's actually quite the opposite. They're gonna put as much time as they can into it. It's just that they don't have the skills necessary to make you a good logo in a short amount of time. See, like if you told me to make you a logo right now, I could probably slap something together in under 20 minutes and then probably charge like $80 for it, you
Yeah.
know? But that's because I've been studying and been given the skill set to do that in that a short amount of time, because you're not essentially paying graphic designers or UX designers the amount of time that they're working. You're more so paying them for their training. So like I personally charge $80 an hour when I freelance, but I can always guarantee that I can finish your project in like, the most I've ever spent on a project is like 2 hours if I really just bust it out. So there you go, $160. That's not too bad for like a permanent branding you're going to use the rest of your career
Yeah.
or what have you. But like those cheaper people saying, "Oh, I'll do it for $15 or 20," you know, they're going to spend like 5, 6, 7 hours doing it. So then you pay near the same amount of price you would have paid me, and then it takes longer for them to deliver it to you, and then also it's probably not going to be as good, because the fact that they're spending that much time on such like a what should be a simple task to a good graphic designer isn't really a
All right, I want
good
you to look at
indication, you know?
something then. I want you to look at this screen that I have. So I do Twitch stream on the side, and this guy made a thing for me. Okay, so he made a bunch of like screens for me. Check the chat.
All right, I got it open.
Do you see the top image with the logo and everything?
Yeah, how it's like floating in like a space with stars
Yeah.
and all that.
So he did a bunch of screens. I gave him a couple of ideas. I said I like Star Wars, I like Jedi, I like purple. Maybe you could look at some of my YouTube videos and make something like with all of these things. And he came up with that right on his own. When I got the images, they were huge, right? They were huge. And I imagine he did that so that he could so that you could resize them, but do them large so you can get them in detail. But like if you had to rate that, or if you had to guess what I paid for that, what would you guess?
For all these things?
Yeah, for the whole package. So not just that image itself, but like all of them. Like, so there's a be right back screen, there's a stream starting screen, there's a ending screen.
Where did you get it from?
From Fiverr, from a guy on Fiverr.
I would say $50.
Okay. Farris?
Maybe 30.
I want to say
The guy that I commissioned lives in Pakistan.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna say 5, dude. No,
Jesus.
how many?
What about
It took him.
Ferris guess.
Okay, Ferris was absolutely the closest one. It was $75.
Okay.
And he delivered more than I expected. Like I did not expect him to come at me with that level of detail and for it to look that good. The best part was that he was very communicative. So when he was struggling and he needed more time, rather than miss the delivery date, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm really working on a couple of other products, but I'm working on yours as well. I need a little bit more time." So I gave him a 3-day extension, and he came at me with this amazing logo brand screen. And I was like, dude, if you look at my stream while I'm live, I mean, one of my panels below it, so there's like an about me, there's like a Discord, there's like a, hey, here's my Twitter, there's like all those. One of them is designer, the designer panel, and it links to him on Fiverr because I was so happy with his work. I have a permanent link to anybody that wants to go and check him out on Fiverr. So not only did he do a good job that got me happy with my product for my brand, but now I'm promoting him in the process. So that guy is seriously legit, and props to him. Now that you know the price, do you think I got my money's worth?
Yeah.
I definitely think you did.
Mm-hmm.
How many reiterations did you do?
This was the first one. The first one he delivered me.
And was it off a template that he had posted on his?
No, so I gave him the ideas, and then he just did all of them and just delivered all of them. Like he surprised me completely. Like he didn't show me concepts. He just, which I'm sure is something that most people would do, but like, yeah, I saw a bunch of his on Fiverr. You can see their other designs that they've submitted or used for other people, and I was super stoked to see what he had in store. So,
well, a lot of them, they just have like really good templates, and it's just like plug and play, like I want it to say this, and you know, all of them are just really crisp, and like Paco was talking about, they're all like you can blow them up if it's like a vector type stuff.
Yo, it sounds like the fucking zombie apocalypse out there, dude. Oh, we dropped Luke.
Yeah, it looks like
he's in a DC, bro. I told him to upgrade. I told you to upgrade.
Right here, dog.
Bro, you vanished for like 10 seconds.
No, you vanished.
Hey, you want me to do a speed? Hang on, hold up. Let's do this right now. Speed test. Run a speed test. Tell me what your speed is. Go to fast.com, fast.com.
It's 5,000, dude.
Yeah, okay. Mine's 100 megabits per second down.
Yeah, mine's 5,000 down.
Mine's at 230.
Okay, so you got the 250 package. No, Luke, don't even tell me that. I'm going to come over to your apartment and find out what it really is if you lie to me.
Yeah, my internet is not super fast, dude. What do you want me to say?
Dude, Wave Internet is $40 a month.
How about you just pay for it and just give me the login and I'll just use yours? Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
I was opening up I was looking at logos. I was making one, but then I closed it. I'll look at it later.
So let's get some ideas here. Farris, just off the top of your head, I know you haven't seen any of the other episodes of the podcast, but like if you had to do a logo for a podcast that was about learning from genuine people that aren't famous people, right? Because that's pretty much what this is interviewing people, everyday people, Joe Schmuckatelli from whatever corner of the world, and trying to learn from them from what they know of, right? So for you, it's graphic design. For my friend Courtney, it was debt collecting because she's a debt collector. From my friend Mike, it was like what it's like to lose a friend and go to prison for it. So if you had to design, just don't think that you have to, that I want you to like draw anything. I just want you to tell me what comes to your mind. Like as a creative type, like the person who is skilled enough to turn this around in 2 hours with a professional logo, what would your first thought be?
Well, my first question, well, I already have a couple in mind, but my first question would be is how would you want to be represented? Because of course it is your brand, your channel. Do you like simplicity, complex? Do you just want to go for initials? Do you want to get a visual design
I
in
want a
there?
caricature. I want a caricature of me and Jake.
No, seriously though.
Headphones on, and me, I'm really buff, and Jake.
That could be like a what's the part of the YouTube channel, the banner? That could be the banner, but like for a logo, I'm talking about like a logo, like so I would want something that is simple enough to draw people in, but is colorful and like, jazzy enough to like identify from all the other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, one thing I already had in mind because of how you're talking about different people coming together and sharing their opinions on a podcast is having one of those cylindrical looking stand microphones, just kind of planted on the table, and then the microphone's coming this way, and then you see two people's mouths coming towards it and one person behind it, kind of just showing three people, especially because of your format of how you have three people. So you can show varying people coming together each time talking about things.
Three people is sort of the norm because we haven't ever had a chance to bring on two people at once yet.
But I mean, it's a good format though. You got the host, you got two hosts, and then you have the guest. So it's a good amount of moderation and consistency. And then you have your guest speaker.
Yeah. And you see some of these podcasts with like these famous comedians and they have like, I don't know, they have like 6 people sitting around a table. All of them have super nice mics. And you're just like, I don't want to like, I have trouble like hearing what one person is saying already. Like, I don't want to have to like dig through all the other voices to hear what the person is trying to say. You know what I mean? That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So, okay. So
another one that's just simple with the 2 letters, because I see that you immediately went for GNC, is, I mean, you could just do a special, I would probably do a handmade font. I wouldn't use one that was used. I would actually hand draw it and scan it in and whatnot. Probably make a G with the C interlapping together, showing them intertwining. Because, I mean, those are 2 very easy letter forms to use.
That's also a very common thing you see, though. Like, I mean, LG did it,
Right, right.
It's just it's a super common one.
It has to be like readable too, because most people are looking like on their phones.
Right.
So if it's already really small, so having like the really fancy like cursive type fonts where you can't really read it, it makes it kind of tough.
Yeah, I went a little over the deep end on fancy with that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
A bit. I mean, the C kind of really got lost there.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I don't want to talk about it.
It looks kind of like you made a butterfly with a G as one of the wings in a way.
I don't even remember what I was thinking, really, to be honest.
It also depends on how much you want to imply the whole stay connected. I mean, another thing you can do is have a simple background and show I don't even know the proper verbiage, a male and female cord, like how there's extension cords, and have the 2 about.
Oh yeah. That
stay connected. It really depends on what you want to imply to the audience, because you can go simple or you can go complex. But at the end of the day, I will tell you that from what I've seen, at least branding wise, obviously if you're a freelancer, for anyone out there who's a freelancer, a lot of people want complicated stuff because, on a personal level, people like complicated stuff. But when it comes to branding and recognizability, if that's a word, is simplistic logos.
I mean, look at Apple.
Yeah. No, Apple is one of the most ingenious logos. You look at it, it's an apple with a bite in it. I mean, what does that translate to? Like that's, first of all, an apple is a symbol of knowledge. The bite means that it's been taken a bite out of, like the story of Adam and Eve, like that forbidden knowledge is now free to the world to have.
Here's the thing though. Do you think that they were thinking of that when they came up with that logo? Or do you think they just thought, oh, we're Apple, we need an apple for the logo?
I mean, never know. It's hard to say.
I know it's really hard to say these days because people can, of course, retcon their history and say that's what they were thinking of. I want to say maybe just a little bit. I want to say there's probably just a little bit of back thought. Like there probably was like a person who was like, okay, well, this company is going to be called Apple. So obviously the most easy thing to do is make an apple as the logo. And then they probably just added that little bite mark because maybe they were thinking that, or maybe they just thought, hey, an apple's too boring. Put a little curve in there, switch it up a little.
And there's a lot of money that goes into marketing.
I know it's crazy. You pay, like these companies pay thousands of dollars just to get that apple. you know, and
Yeah, or the Nike swoosh. Like, look at how simple that is.
yeah,
You know,
it's just a check mark. Like,
Yeah,
there you
what do
go.
you think that's representative of? Like, why do you think they went with that? That's something that's been on my mind for a long time.
oh, it's because because Nike is it's a god or a goddess. It's like a Greek goddess or something.
Her name
Yeah,
is
Something
actually
about
Nike.
yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
What?
the guy who started Nike was it was in Oregon. I think it was Portland. I think he went to the University of Oregon, and yeah, that the name comes from the goddess, and I think
Hang on,
the
I gotta Google
swoosh
this.
is like
yeah.
because he was a track. I think he was a track guy, and then when he started, it was like an athletic company for track people.
It was
Or for
founded in
athletes.
1964 as Blue Ribbon Sports by Bill Bowerman, a track and field coach at the University of Oregon, and his former student Phil Knight. They opened their first retail outlet in 1966 and launched the Nike brand shoe in 1972. The company was renamed Nike in 1978 and went public 2 years later. Wait,
I'm going to go ahead and link this image in chat. This is actually a very famous statue that you can find in, I think it's in a museum in Italy.
Mhm.
I could be, or it was in France. It's a very famous statue from Greece that's pretty much missing its head, and you probably have seen images of it. It's missing its head and arms. That's a statue
Oh,
of Nike,
Yeah,
actually.
the
okay,
Louvre. I want to go
Oh yeah.
there, man.
okay.
Yeah.
But
So it's a Greek
yeah,
goddess.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
the little swoosh. I've heard mixed
I'm a
things of
genius.
what that's
I'm
supposed to
I'm a
represent.
genius, guys.
The goddess who
I-
personified victory. Wow, what a brand.
I've
Yeah.
also heard some tell that the reasoning of why they even went with the swoosh is because like it does look like wings, but it's also supposed to kind of represent Hermes, you know, the messenger
Yeah.
Oh,
god.
right, with the wings on his
And
feet.
yeah, and that's why they put it on the shoes. So you're like
Yeah, it's
associated with
like-
Hermes.
Oh, okay.
It's like to imply, like, because if you're running track, it's like you're running faster. You know.
Got it.
Yeah, and you got the goddess of victory on your side.
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty fat and outdated. I don't feel faster when I put Nikes on.
I do.
You're way more fit than I am, dude. Shut up.
Dude, I need to go to the gym, man. I'm thinking about going to 24-hour fitness. If you guys want to come, and by you guys, I mean Jake, since Pocket's in California. But
I don't have the money for it right now.
Just fly up real quick.
Once we start monetizing these videos, then I'll go.
all right, it means we can't swear anymore. Fuck.
No, get it out of your system while you can.
We can swear.
Yeah,
we could actually we could
this
get
book. It's
ad
about
sponsors.
It's about Hermes. Yeah, you're talking about Hermes. This is Hermetic philosophy. This is like the philosophy of Hermes.
Hermes, please sponsor our videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Let's talk about like when did you feel like you were wanting to be in graphic design?
Well, I've always been into art my whole life. Like I used to do drawings and would enter little like art competitions when I was a kid.
Do you have any of that online that I can look at?
I do have one of my portfolios online if you want to look at that.
Okay, where is it?
yeah.
It's on my Instagram. Let me go ahead. I've been migrating everything to my own personal website, but it's not
On the
done yet.
gram.
I'm about to
Yeah.
launch my website for my photography business, so yeah, I know what that's like.
So here's my Instagram. All of the art on there is made by me. I even have a video on there that I made for the coronavirus pandemic. It was part of like a movement. It was called #ArtTogetherNow. But there, I threw it in the chat. So that is my Instagram. So yeah, that's pretty much like my portfolio over the years when I was freelancing.
Mhm.
My professional work, however, some of it is not on there for NDA reasons.
Right.
I'm not allowed to share that until it comes out. Currently, I'm working on a video game project with the
Right.
company, so that'll be fun to get on there when it does come out. But unfortunately, I can't even put the company logo on there. I even made the company's logo, but I can't.
Perks of being a graphic designer, you get to make your own wedding invitation.
Right?
How much money do you think you saved doing that?
Yeah.
Probably easily 200. I mean, like I made it myself. I even then took it to the print shop, printed them out myself on a nice fine glossy paper, and even hand cut them all.
Wow.
Like that probably would have costed like well over $200 to hire a firm to do that. And they probably just have templates, and that's the dumb part. Like they have templates and they're just putting your words on it.
Listen, when I get married,
Yeah.
I'm just going to send a handwritten letter that's photocopied a bunch of times to everybody. I'm not going to, dude, listen, I'm a simplistic guy. Like, I don't feel like you should have to follow the social norm and pay a bunch of different people to organize your fucking wedding when you can make it simple and just have it be, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, we didn't pay anybody for our wedding. We did it all ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I made the invitations just because I could. And then we went out and got all the food. We held the reception at our home. We had our own music. My friend is a photographer, and he actually has like a really like beast camera and everything. So he brought in, did all the photography. We didn't really, out of pocket, the whole wedding probably cost like $300-$400.
Wow, dude.
That's
okay.
Most people spend like thousands of dollars for the same thing.
Dude, I'm gonna have a Game of Thrones wedding.
Oh my.
Like where everyone dresses up with like furs and stuff, and it's like out in the snow, and then I come in with like a big ass sword.
Count me out.
Oh my god.
What?
Count me out.
Gonna turn to the
unless I can come as the photographer and not fucking dress up.
No, you got to dress up, dude. You got to be like naked with like the leather straps and the axe on your back and the fucking.
I'll bring my lightsaber.
Yeah, you bring a lightsaber. It's fine.
My $300 fucking lightsaber.
Oh yeah.
Like
really nice.
I like how I was just like, I don't like spending money on unnecessary stuff, and then I have a fucking $300 lightsaber that I ordered from Ultra Sabers Custom.
Yeah, Farris, I'm seeing the is that the corrupted Ashbringer you got on here?
That's just an Ashbringer that I made. I made Shadow.
Is this an Alliance lion?
That's actually my that was my personal logo for a while. I actually made that. I know it's very resemblant of the Alliance lion. But yeah, I actually designed that myself. It's one of my tattoos even.
Oh, really? That's really good.
Yeah, I designed my own tattoos. I only have 2 so far, but
and you just have all these perks, dude. Jesus. Yeah. Can you do my Twitch emotes, bro?
I could. If you want them realistic or not, like of your actual face, or if you need stylized ones, that's different. The only so the one complaint I did have of the work the guy did that did your work, I was just gonna say is just your actual name on your icon where it says Jake from State Farm. That has no legibility at all. It just looks like white scribbling, Yeah,
that's because I don't think he realized I was going to use that as like the smaller, logo.
Right. Well, that's something he should have kept in mind. I don't know like what training he has, but most designers are trained to always keep in mind downsizing and upsizing. So regardless, obviously if you had told them like, oh, this is going on like a really big thing, maybe that would have been allowed, but generally in logo design, you always have to account for downsizing.
So are you saying he should have made the simple logo that because like that file is like a logo, is like it's titled logo, right?
Right.
And it's just that. So it doesn't say currently offline, and it doesn't say be right back. It just says that.
Honestly, because of the context of Twitch and how every streamer's name is next to their logo already, because of how
it should have just been taken out, huh?
Yeah, he could have saved that real estate for more detail in the logo, or maybe just cut it out to simplify it more. Because no other really big streamer like has that. I'm looking at the Twitch page I have open right now, and you look at people like Ninja, Shroud. I don't know.
Summit 1G just has a giant 1G for his.
Right. Like all these people just have an icon or letters,
or just a picture of their face.
Or even like if you're on my portfolio, 2 of those logos I made are for Twitch streamers, like the P and the LD. Those were for Twitch streamers. I made a custom font for the LD, and the P is a very circular design.
Right.
That's it. Like it's already kind of implied in its context. That's basically like differentiating logo marks from logo types.
Yeah.
So I think that could have been like, did he know he was doing it for Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay. So that should have been on his part a bit more. He should have maybe like did a little research and realized I don't need to
Where was he at?
put the person name.
Pakistan.
Do they even use Twitch over there?
I'm
Dude,
sure
it's
they
the
do.
internet everywhere. Twitch is everywhere.
I know, but now TikTok is banned in America. China doesn't have Facebook. I don't know shit
Right,
about
but Twitch isn't a
Pakistan.
data hacking fucking app, dude.
As far as we know. Nah.
They make so much money, they don't need to hack your data, bro.
I mean, they are owned by Amazon now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they are.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any other questions. Jake, do you have any other questions for Farris? I talk to this guy every day, so I mean, I already know a lot about him.
I mean, I'm really annoyed by that noise that was in the background of your apartment, Luke.
Oh, the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But so I guess what I want to do is I want to get maybe if you want to plug your website or you want to plug your freelance option, I can put those in the link in the description. What do you want to throw out there? Shout out time. Shameless self promo.
Mythic awareness.
Oh, yeah, Mythic Awareness. Yeah, for anyone who's playing World of Warcraft, if you're not Horde, which if you're not Horde, that's the biggest mistake of your life going Alliance, you should go Horde and play on the server Tichondrius with us on the North American servers. You can find us. We're Mythic Awareness. We're a friendly guild where we're all just people hanging out with each other. We all used to be high-end players at some point or another. Me and one other person were Mythic Raiders. Another person was Gladiator and PvP. You know, we used to push really hard into Mythic Plus, but we're all just there to chill and get content done whenever we feel like it. So if you want to join us, go for it.
And you got to convince Jake to come play with us too.
Dude, right now would be one of the best times to come start playing WoW because the lore is just busting wide open right now, and the story is going to be so good. They just produced like 3 to 5 expansions worth of lore out of one little notebook.
Listen,
you know?
I just spent the last 3 weeks killing myself over Call of Duty season challenges. I don't have time to bring on a whole fucking giant ass RPG and learn all the lore.
Trust me.
Call of Duty sucks, dude.
It's not like that. You literally could play WoW for an hour a day if you felt like it. Like that's literally. It's not this all-encompassing, life-devouring.
I don't even know the lore, dude. I just kill people, man.
Yeah, like of everyone in the guild, only me and one other guy we know named Mike know the lore extensively. One other person we know named James, he kind of does a bit, but no one else does. Like, it's just if you're in it, you're in it, you know? Like, you don't have to know anything to play the game. I'm just saying that if you
Jake,
love story,
all I do, Jake, is I log in and I wait for someone around the world to log in, and then we go into what's called a battleground, and then we fight each other, and they die, and then I live, and then I hit a button on my keyboard that teabags them. And then that's why I play the game, dude. I don't care about the lore. I just care about killing people.
That sounds exactly what I already do in Warzone.
Yeah, but it's so much more hilarious than WoW. Like, dude, I played Call of Duty so long, and then I'm playing WoW. Like, when someone dumpsters on you in Call of Duty, it's like whatever. It happens in a second. You know you're going to respawn. When someone dumpsters on you in WoW, you feel bad about yourself. Like, your whole life.
I don't want to feel bad about myself. You're really not selling this very well right now.
Think about it like this, though. Think about when you're good enough that you dumpster on them. And they feel bad about it. Do you know the satisfying feeling knowing that you probably just made someone smash their keyboard?
Yeah, I don't want to go out and like kill 800,000 boars just to get to level 60. I'm good.
You don't got to do that. It only takes like 3 hours to get to level 60 with the new expansion coming out.
Easy, man. Easy.
Maybe someday, but not right now. Right now is not the time, man.
All right. All I'm saying is, hey, make a starter account. It's for free. And they let you go. The
more Luke pushes me to do it, the less likely I am to do it.
Bro, last time I said anything was like a month ago, just so you could come socialize.
Nope, last time you said something was, let's see, when did you send me that message? Let's see here. I mean, if you want to go there.
I don't remember.
So it was Friday at 2:16 a.m.
Oh,
hey,
really?
Cool. So did you download WoW yet?
I'm just going to stay on you, dude.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, as for the links, the Instagram is fine. I'm going to be posting a link to my website on the Instagram anyway, and a post there pretty soon.
Okay.
I'm just still restructuring it. Later on, I could always give Luke a link to my actual website to send to you if you want.
Sure, yeah.
I still want to send it
Yeah,
right now
put
in
in
an
the
incomplete
description.
state. Don't want to give off the
Yeah.
wrong impression. Yeah, as for shameless self-promotion, I mean, not much at the moment. I mean, I do sometimes have time on the side. So if anybody needs a graphic designer or UX designer, I can design websites too with WordPress, or even do them from scratch with Wix. Or if you need me to use Dreamweaver, I can do that. So I charge 80 an hour for my services, but I guarantee you that I can finish it pretty quickly, that you'll get your money's worth, and it'll be in a short amount of time. And you'll have a lot of communication from me.
Okay, great.
Cool, man.
All right, Luke, take us home.
Well, it was great talking to you, Pocket. I'm probably going to talk to you later tonight when we're playing WoW without Jake, and he's getting killed in Call of Duty.
Yeah,
But
man.
we wanted to thank you for coming on here, and yeah, that's all we got.
Yeah. Thank you
Jake,
for having me on.
All right, thanks a lot. See you guys.
see
All
ya.
right.